This is Jimmy.
I'm Fish.
And this is Thinking Outside the Pod. Hello and welcome to Thinking Outside the Pod, episode 101.
101. We are schooling bitches on
Yep, Top Pod 101.
Top Pod stuff.
Classes in session.
Yes. There we go. Hey, there we go. There, off the bat, we already came up with a name. We don't have to think anymore.
All right.
Done.
Title is done.
Episode's done.
And episode is done. All right.
Bye.
Episode or season 3 technically.
I guess.
Like I said,
arbitrary season.
Arbitrary 50 episodes a season. Why not? And be done with it. But
sure.
Why not? That's much more than we were talked about TV seasons. They're like 24, 13, or
it depends on
6 or whatever.
Usually it's like 11 to 13.
There's not many that do 50
50
episodes a season.
Well, not a season, but
that's because we're better than all TV.
Well, sure. I mean, well, it depends on what you call better.
Better in every way. We're more entertaining. We're free.
Better visuals. Even though we don't have any visuals.
Yeah, our visuals are free because you use your imagination.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I read it in a book one time.
What's a book?
I don't know. I saw it on TV once.
What's a TV? No.
You got me.
Damn it!
I'm all a sham. I've just used made up words. But yeah. So this last week, not really much.
No, not much at all.
Not much big things. I guess space news, a new planet, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, it's really far away. That's why we haven't seen it, and like it's like actual impact on our solar system is very minute.
Yeah.
But it's mathematically shown. So they're like, there's like a 99% chance there's a planet there. We haven't seen it, but it's out there.
They call it Planet Bob. Yeah,
there's no name for it right now. It's just like Planet 9, even though in my mind Pluto is Planet 9.
Yeah.
Still, and we'll.
It's a dwarf planet. It's still a planet.
Yeah. Who cares about adjectives? Take just the main word. It's planet. It's a planet. So in our minds, or my mind, Planet 9 is Pluto. Planet 10 will be whatever they call it, Bob or whatever they want to call it. But yeah, so that's cool.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's very cool in temperature wise as well, because it's far away from the sun and no one will be able to live there. Who knows? Well, I guess most likely
is it another ice planet or something? I wonder.
Ice,
maybe.
It's got to be very cold for
that's
sure.
Why it's like 2 inches away from another sun or something, like this little teeny tiny sun or something like that. And it's like super hot. And you're like, oh damn.
Yeah, we're like, oh geez, like just some space phenomenon that we'd never heard of. Yeah. Like this is out of a science fiction book.
Or the classic, that's not a planet, it's a weapon.
Oh no. Yeah, it could be, because
shit.
I mean, Star Wars, they had the Star Killer base was like planet size, so
see, and that's why we never saw it, because it was being made.
Yeah. So whenever George Lucas wrote long time ago in a faraway galaxy, he lied.
It's actually just right like, outside of our own galaxy, or in our galaxy, I guess.
Technically it's far away, but not as far as we thought he meant.
I know.
It's just like past Pluto a little bit, and
it's like in our galaxy, far, far away.
Yeah, and then the studios is like, you need to make that different. Or maybe the studios are in on it. They're like, we need to
hide the truth,
hide our plan to create an actual Death Star Killer base.
Did you imagine? That's like we get to the planet, we go there, it's like, it's friggin' Tatooine. We're like, what the hell? We're like, what? That would blow everybody's mind. Everybody would be like, what?
And it turns out that just George Lucas was just like a traveler from that planet with like stories from his home planet.
We're like, oh shit, this is history?
So it's like,
it's not fiction?
Like, it's not something you made up. It's just your planet's history, like your galaxy's history, and he turns out he's an alien. Oh jeez.
No, suddenly he just flies out of like an X-wing or something like that. Yeah. We're like, oh shit.
He's like, oh no, I'm found out.
We're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
that would be amazing. That would make the world a lot more interesting.
We'd be like, oh Jesus, like okay, all right, well that that exists. Let's get that technology and use it for our benefit.
I say we shoot George Lucas down. It's like, all right, we gotta tear him open, see what the hell he is. It's like, oh nope, he's just another human. Oh shit, there's more humans out there.
It's all just humans from ancient civilization that discovered all planet or space technology first, and then nuclear war started and restarted the human race.
Yeah, that's when we find out something like we're like some like trash human race. We're just like we're like the rejects humans. Or like these are the stupid humans. We're like, what?
It's like you're descendants from idiots.
Yeah, we're like, no, we just.
It's like, well, that kind of makes sense. Like we all like the stupid things that humans do in history all the time. We're just
See, we're the human race that brings down the galaxy human race. It's like, oh no, the idiots got loose.
Who gave them fusion technology? Who did it? Raise your hand. That's a bad idea. Bad.
Like shit, we're all doomed.
You've ruined the universe.
We're the rednecks of the universe.
Yep. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. I could see it. I could see that.
We have big, huge spaceships. Like they have little teeny tiny ones. We have one that's like 400 times bigger and has an American flag on the side of it, and then we have a Confederate flag on the other side.
And it like does like that, like the horns that have like a little tune.
Yeah.
Like on our spaceship. We're like, oh jeez.
Freaking space.
People are just shaking their heads at us. Just, oh my god.
Yeehaw,
kill them now. Why didn't we kill them before? We just deserting them on that rock over by that sun.
It's like, oh, stupid no-kill peace policy that brought peace to the universe, but then these idiots decide to come back out.
What is that? The Prime Directive from Star Trek?
Maybe.
So, no interfering with well, I guess that's a different race. Whatever. There's the second directive.
Well, they added, or stupid versions of us.
Yeah. There's a little asterisk, and then down at the bottom.
These idiots.
Or idiots.
Or Earth.
But yeah, so that's cool, a planet. I mean, that's cool that we're still discovering stuff, because that means, like, NASA's still partly interesting, and it won't get defunded.
I would think we would hope to discover something. I mean, how infinite the universe is.
Yeah,
finite. I don't know. It's both, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's infinite and finite at the same time. Yeah. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know. We theorize that it's. There's evidence that it's like expanding. It's like expanding into what?
Yeah, that's the thing.
From what? What are you?
Yeah, it always makes you wonder. It's like, what the hell's outside of the universe? You know, it's like, is there literally like a line where it's just like black? You're just like,
Yeah, that's there is what was it? I don't know if it was in Serenity, the movie, or Firefly, the TV series that it was based on, but they talked about like going to the edge of like the universe, and he was all like, "I've been to the edge, and it's just more space." It's like, yeah, I guess. I guess
that's what I would imagine. Is it just kind of it goes so far that we probably can't fathom traverse it.
Yeah, like the Big Bang was in just space, it's nothingness, and it exploded or banged, I don't know, whatever, and then so it's still exploding because there's nothing to stop it, no resistance or whatever, I don't know, or
there's a lot of resistance. Who knows? You know, it's like we don't know. I don't know what the hell's before all
like
this.
There's that like dark matter that's supposedly is like makes up most of our universe, but we can't detect it, or there's no physical evidence of it because it absorbs light or doesn't absorb light or something weird. Like it's invisible to everything that we've ever made to sense stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows? Space is weird. I hope NASA. Well, and if NASA ever does get defunded or whatever, there's going to be third-party stuff like the Virgin Space or the SpaceX.
They're just interested in just bringing rich people into space. They're not actually interested in.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat. I mean,
space.
that Elon Musk, the SpaceX guy, wants to colonize Mars. I obviously for profit, like because he's a businessman, but that'd be cool. I mean,
I'm still like, let's get people up on the moon first. You know, I think that's a much more realistic goal. I mean, there's nothing on the moon, but still, I think getting a space up on the moon would be a lot infinitely easier.
It'd be easier to get there because it's closer or whatnot. But I think if they can make something like, because the moon is pretty much dead. Well, so is Mars, but I think maybe Mars is closer to not being dead. Like it's maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been to either.
You haven't? What?
I just went there last night. It was nice.
It was nice. It was a little cold for my liking, but it was fine.
Yeah.
I just took a sweater.
Snuggie. Space Snuggie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I don't know. He went on some late night show, I think like Stephen Colbert, and was all like, it's possible to kickstart Mars back up. Like, you just have to warm up the atmosphere, or warm up the planet, and stuff will start happening. And then he was all like, it could be done the slow way or the fast way. And Colbert was like, what's the fast way? And he's like, detonate a couple some huge nukes on each side of the pole, like, and that'll warm up the planet quick. And they're like, oh, he's a mad scientist, evil guy.
Would that work? I mean, you need a shit ton of nukes to heat up the entire planet.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of like a funny thing, but I mean, possibly with a lot of stuff.
I can see it. I mean,
that'll probably have other consequences like radioactivity and stuff. And
well, who cares? It's dead anyway. I mean, we hope there's nothing on there. You know, it's like
you killed that one rover that was there. It's like sorry. it was on its birthday. It was singing its happy birthday song to itself.
So I guess technically it could, but man, that would really fuck up the planet, though.
I would think there'd be some consequences. But he said that more of like as a obviously that's not the way I want it to happen, but that's.
I'm trying to think of even what the slow way would be. I mean, how do you heat up a planet? I mean, it's like, okay, we just get what's like one little hair dryer just sitting there heating up the planet very slowly,
hooked up to a generator.
All right, 400 million years from now.
Yeah.
There's just a plug all the way going to the sun, and like this thing will just infinitely go.
Like there's like it's like the super slow way is just one air conditioner, but we could kickstart it with two and get there in half the time.
It's looking at just Mars is just inhabited by a little air conditioner or heater.
Yeah,
You're like,
space heater. I get it. A good joke, Jimmy.
What?
Space heater? That's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a.
I just stopped thinking like
pun on space because Mars is in space. Mars in space. But
bad puns are bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what other way you can really do it because there's no atmosphere on it, so any heat will just get cooled down instantly by space coldness. I don't know. Where I used to really like all the like planetary space stuff. I used to like want to be an astronaut when I was a kid, so I like would read all the little books and stuff. But I've stopped on that dream, so I'm way behind. Yeah,
they're like, oh, I actually have to put work and be smart to do this. Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to become an astronaut. So I was just like, maybe I'll just go into movies or TV or something. That seems easier and funner.
Maybe.
I don't know. Space would be kind of cool. I don't know if I'd want to go to Mars on like the first journey to Mars.
No, it's like, because I know I'm gonna die. It's like you're like this is one of those of you're like, what's the chances of me dying? About 400,000%. You know, it's like I am probably not gonna be coming back.
Yeah, like the first. I'd wait like how I am with technology. I'm gonna wait for like the second or third generation. Maybe for space, maybe I'll wait a little bit more because it's probably gonna be really expensive. At like the first 100 missions.
Yeah.
But maybe like once it gets down to like airline costs, maybe I'll go. And it's just and there hasn't been like the safety record is like pristine and stuff. And there's a lot of ands on there. Like, and it's not that different from Earth. Like there's still internet and there's still like everything that I like on Earth is still like
man, Mars, it's like you're like Mars Netflix is so much better than ours.
If they can like just take San Antonio and just put it in on Mars, I'd be fine.
It's also it just launches off Earth.
I know.
Like, oh God, here we go.
What is that? Age of Ultron? They just put a bunch of rockets underneath the San Antonio, and they just all right. Well, okay.
We're going to Mars.
Thanks for telling us.
That'd suck. All of a sudden you just see this dome disappear over. You're like, what the hell is going on? You're like, oh my God.
Oh geez. All right, we're going to Mars. See, because that would be fine with me. Like if they just took, other than like the resources and stuff that we have to get elsewhere, if it was sustainable San Antonio on Mars, why not? That's fine. That's outside the realm of possibility, but I don't know. Who knows? I mean, we think. Well, if we believe. Speaking of believing, X-Files. That's the thing that's happening today. We're recording on Sunday.
Oh, is it?
Were you ever into X-Files?
Not really. I know the show.
I know of the show as well. I never watched it. I think it would be a show that would be perfect for
Cheesy
me.
sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi stuff. I always didn't watch it because I always thought it would be too scary. Because I don't like scary stuff. But I don't know. It's if it's more because I watched a couple because Jason watches it, and I've been in the room when it was on, and I'm just like, this is mostly sci-fi stuff. There's some tension, suspense stuff, but that's fine because it's usually like the Scooby-Doo thing where it's like they uncover like the real thing, and it's just like a guy in a mask or something like that. At least the episode I saw. So
this conspiracy theories are all crap. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. The world isn't that mysterious. It's some guy trying to make money or something like that, like Scooby-Doo. That's what.
Donald
That's it's all Donald Trump. Yes, exactly.
It's the biggest asshole in the world.
Future president.
I hope not.
I hope not.
God.
Like,
yeah. Palin's backing him? You're like, man, that's just all right, let's just add more crazy to the crazy pool.
Everyone's like, at least he can't get worse. And then he's like, here's Palin. No.
And everyone's just like, really?
Oh, jeez. But yeah, we've talked about that on an episode, like what we hope doesn't happen, and mainly that he's not president.
Well, I mean, I would hope that's kind of the last straw for a lot of people. They're like, this idiot's just backing him now? Or like, man, I don't want
Palin, unfortunately, is popular for some reason as well.
Probably for the same reason Trump's popular.
Because she's just like weird and says crazy things, and I don't know.
Like, yeah, let's put these idiots in the charge of the country. Yeah, that's totally gonna make us good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
when like 2 days later the country just blows up. We're like, what the hell happened?
When that happens, please NASA send us to Mars.
Yeah, now launch sanitarians. Go, launch it.
It's like, oh well, technically Mars, since we've sent Americans there, is now owned by us. So Donald Trump owns Mars as well. No, we go there. There's a big Trump sign already out there. And dang it,
blow it up.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't, because I didn't watch any X-Files, so I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of references and stuff too.
Oh, probably.
So I don't know.
People who used to watch it.
Yeah, but it's a new series, so maybe they want to get new viewers in there. So maybe, well, I would assume they'd want to.
Yeah.
Because probably a lot of the viewers are, maybe not dead, but
no, that's still.
How long ago was X-Files?
Wasn't it 90s?
90s, so
it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was
20 years ago.
It was within us. I mean, like we were old enough to watch it when it was coming out.
So maybe not dead.
But remember, I don't know. You have a computer for you. You look it up.
Okay.
I think 90s.
That sounds probably right. It sounds like a 90s thing.
Maybe late 90s, like into early 2000s.
Really? Maybe. Let's see. 93 was the first episode air date. Let's see when it ended. There's 202 episodes. Yeah, 2002. So yeah.
Hey, look at that! I guessed right.
Yeah,
I was just I knew it wasn't.
Yeah, late
that
90s,
old.
early 2000s. Yeah.
So that's like right. I mean, like we were just becoming old enough to maybe care about it. I mean, not really, but
yeah. So it's like our older brothers, like older siblings, more than us.
Which
but
I don't have any. It's like I'm the eldest.
They counted on you to watch X-Files. Yeah. So I don't know. I might jump in that first episode because it's tonight or something. It's sometime today, so I'll probably watch it tomorrow and just see what.
After legally obtaining it from the internet,
of course, how I obtain all my files legally.
You go, oh, look at that! They happen to have the rest of the season on here too.
Yeah,
okay, well, let's legally obtain that while I'm at it.
Yep. They should rename pirating to just legally obtaining.
Legally obtaining on the internet.
Yep, just.
That's what. And somebody asks you, how'd you get it? You're like, the internet.
Yep. What is that? Fairly Odd Parents.
Maybe.
Did you ever see that cartoon? That's
I've
what
seen it.
Like whenever because it was like magic godparents, and they give him stuff, and he's like, and then someone would ask him, "Where'd you get that?" And he'd always say, "The internet."
The internet.
Yeah. So that was a good show.
I didn't really get too much into it. I watched a little bit of it, and I wasn't just a super. I wasn't a super huge fan of it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it religiously or anything. I didn't get tattoos or anything of it, but I did watch it whenever like it was on or something. But
it's got old cartoons, man. Just the good old days.
Yeah,
Rocko's Modern Life, Angry Beavers.
Yeah, we're all good. Like Hey Arnold, like all those old Nickelodeon shows were all good.
So
and the old Cartoon Network shows.
I still think my favorite of all of them was probably still Ed, Ed and Eddie.
That was really
Ed,
good.
Ed and Eddie was amazing. It's still you watch it now.
Which one did you identify with?
Jeez.
Double D, Ed. That's the one.
See, I liked Ed, like the stupid one, the super tall one. I liked him. Butter Toast.
Yeah, he was.
I liked him the best. I was like, he's just a fun character. It's like, do I connect with him? No, not really. But
no, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was always the
he's the entertaining one.
The entertaining one.
That was his job. That was why he was there.
Yeah.
He was the super huge comic relief.
Yeah,
he was the bumbling fool.
The curly, like the Three Stooges curly guy.
Yeah.
The nuck guy, which he probably even said. I'm sure that's a direct what they were kind of going for.
But when I think of it, the
leader, the second in command, and then the dumb foil for
everything.
Kind
of like the I guess kind of like your Captain Kirk, and then you're kind of almost your Spock or whatever. Yeah. And then Ed is he's just there.
Yeah,
he's the comic relief.
Well, he'd be like the any like 3-member team. The Three Stooges, like the Marx Brothers, all those things. There's a set formula in comedy, and people know how to utilize it and change it just a little bit. Now they're kids in a cul-de-sac, and that's it.
Well, that's like what I think at the time. The one I probably would have had to connect most with would be the smart one, Double D. Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to remember. I'm like, they're all like the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just like he has like OCD tendencies and stuff like that. I mean, that's something that I've always kind of had a little bit of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've gotten better since then, but I mean, definitely it was a little bit more prevalent when I was
same. Yeah, usually
kid.
Any of the like the smarter of the characters are the ones that I identified with, like Donatello with the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And, like Ninja Turtles, I like Raphael for a little bit, like the red one, because he was angry and I don't know for some reason. Then he fought good. I don't know, whatever. But then like Donatello, when I kind of
Leonardo and Donatello were always my favorite.
Yeah, I was never
more so Donatello.
I was never like the
smart, brainy one,
leaderish guy. So yeah, the brains of the operation are more what I like, because I don't know, nerdy people. I guess that's all nerdy people. They think they're smart and stuff.
Do we? I don't know. I
don't know. I think I'm smart at some things.
I'm smarter than you.
Depends on the subject.
No.
All right, movie trivia right now. Who directed Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh, I should know this. Toro. Del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So there, I actually know a little bit.
All right, now quiz me on something. Anyway.
What is
computer science?
Where's the square root of infinity?
Oh.
Do you know what it is?
The square root sign with infinity under it?
It's like a undefined. It's infinity essentially. There isn't really an answer to that.
Well, it's just it's the square root of infinity is the square root of infinity.
It's infinity. Yeah. It's or you can just say it's undefined, because technically it's not really a number.
It's like one of them imaginary numbers or something. Like it's
kinda.
Or something like that.
It's something weird.
Well, like the square root of -1 is I. Yeah. So like the square root of infinity would be J.
Maybe
name for Jimmy.
Yeah. I think if you put it in your calculator, it goes, I don't know what the hell.
Yeah. I don't even have a calculator that has infinity on it.
Because technically it'd just be infinity. Essentially. It's itself.
Yeah.
It's infinity times infinity is infinity.
Yeah. Infinity plus infinity is infinity.
Yeah. Because no matter what, it's a
infinity
obscure.
-1 is infinity. -1, would it still just be infinity?
It'd still just be infinity.
Anything would be infinity.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's essentially
it's a concept.
The only difference is you'd have a chart that'd be like one lower, but it's still infinitely rising.
Yeah.
So technically, it's essentially the same chart.
Yeah. Okay. So
odd math stuff. Yeah.
Trick question.
I know. Yeah.
Thanks. I gave you a concrete whatever. I consider myself smart on some stuff. Some stuff I have no need or desire to learn.
I know everything. What are you talking about?
There's some stuff I don't like. Sherlock Holmes, he's really smart in just like certain subjects, and he's like doesn't know like about the moon or anything. He's like, it's not necessary. I don't need to know that for my job. Like,
sure,
I know about blood spatter patterns and history of like poisons and stuff, because that's all I need to know. It just wastes space in your brain.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, at work, there's certain things that I'll cross train in and stuff, but other than that, I get a couple of questions where I'm like, why are you asking me this? I'm like, this has nothing to do with my job. That's your job. You should know it. Why didn't you ask these questions earlier to people who actually know this? Why are you asking me? I don't know.
I fall into some rabbit holes on like Wikipedia sometimes, like on just subjects that I didn't know about, and
Wikipedia is not always a good source though. It's Wikipedia
it's
is
fairly good.
It's a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to do some basic research, it'll at least kind of point you in the right direction a little bit. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's completely trolly, but
I mean, the moderators on them are pretty good most of the time, but they don't always catch it in time for it to change. Because like you always hear those like Stephen Colbert like had people change his Wikipedia thing, and it got fixed like right away, but he still was able to get like a screenshot of it and stuff. So I mean, the moderators are okay, but of course they're not perfect. They're all volunteers and stuff, and they're always asking for money. Wikipedia. But I fall into like the rabbit holes on it. I just go into like, hey, what was the thing that like you know, like the holograms that you can like touch now, that use like ultrasonic frequencies to create pressure on your skin, like shot from like little speakers and stuff like that. There's
I guess there's technology. I mean, I can see how that would work.
So that got me on like holograms. So I was like on there for like 15 pages deep of Wikipedia about holograms and just learning about them for no reason.
That's when you gotta read an actual science, you know.
Yeah, but the Wikipedia information is fine for me. I'm not gonna use it. It's not like I'm using it to build my own hologram thing.
Yeah.
So don't think that I am. World.
Secretly, he is. I'm just gonna make a hologram Jimmy that just walks around.
Yeah.
He's like, nope. He's gonna live my life for me. I'm just gonna sit at
a little
watch
clone,
movies
like a little hologram projecting Roomba that I could just like control.
Everybody's just like, what the hell is wrong with Jimmy? He's just kind of sliding around everywhere. It's like
he's just saying, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope, over and over again. What? And why is he wearing a dress?
Like, good enough.
Good enough, yeah. It's the only video file I had of it.
It's like, but he's super efficient and does everything way better than he usually used to do it.
And he's much more interesting. Okay, he's a much better listener now.
They're just staring blankly at somebody.
He glitches sometimes. It's weird that he just like disappears for a second and then like reboots and
it's like phasing out of reality. It's like, yeah, that's odd. I've never seen him do that before. But I guess he's sick or something.
I get like an email that I've gotten like a raise and a promotion and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, all right.
It's like, all right,
nice.
Why didn't I do this earlier?
If you had a clone, I don't know. Like, if cloning was a possibility, would you clone yourself?
Depends. What type of clone world? Are we in a clone world where the clone will want to try to take over?
Oh,
you know,
I don't know. That's
the issue.
It's your mind. It's cloning exactly of you.
That's the scary part. Because I'm like, I don't. You know, I'm like,
Do you
I
trust
don't
yourself.
Yeah, it's like, I think that'd be hard because you're like, all of a sudden, if your clone is a sentient being on its own, you may sit there and go, well, I want to be. Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be your backup. I want to be the real one.
Yeah,
so you could be the backup. And you're like, oh shit.
Did you see that movie Prestige? That was kind of the thing because technically, like, do you mind if I spoil it? It's an old movie. It's a good movie. I would recommend you seeing it, but it's essentially two rival magicians trying to steal the other's secrets and stuff. And this one guy has a trick that the other one tries to copy by going to Nikola Tesla and saying, "Build me a machine that will transport." It's like teleport me from one place to another. Tesla makes a machine, but it doesn't transport him. It clones him.
Oh, wow.
So, like, it makes a clone of the person in that other spot.
Yeah.
Or the thing is, like, is that the original one, or which one is the clone? That's kind of like a theme of a movie.
Well, that'd be one way to do teleportation. You just say, forget it. It's like, all right, we make a copy and delete the original.
That's yeah. What he does. Like, it's like a trap door. Like, that person in the original spot gets copied into another place, and that person falls through a trap door and drowns. Like, they put one of those water tanks underneath and drowns him.
Oh, wow.
Because he was told early in the movie that drowning is a real peaceful way to die. So he was like, okay, that's because his wife died or something drowning. And it's a bunch of stuff. It's Christopher Nolan, the person who did all the Batman movies, the recent Batman movies. So there's like themes and all. It's a good movie. It has Batman in it, Batman and Wolverine in it as the lead characters. But yeah. So why did I start talking about that? Oh yeah, because the clone thing is like, which one's the clone? Because the person who appears in the other place is the person that gets all the applause, and the other guy's stuck underneath the stage, either drowning later on in the movie. But older, he was just under the stage, not getting any of the applause, even though he did the whole show up to that point.
Yeah.
So that was the kind of thing. It's like, I want the spotlight. So they ended up killing him, like killing that guy. So it's so I don't know. I don't know. The thing with the cloning thing is it's not ideal. Like, you're still two people. Like, if you clone yourself, so you only have to work half the time, or you don't have to work at all. It's like, well, that other person's gonna be the same as you, so it's gonna not want to work as well. So you just like split the time, but then you're splitting one paycheck, and it's like, I can't afford two people on this one paycheck.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's one of those things.
They can get another
if we
job.
clone it, I mean, essentially, at that point, you'd figure we'd learn how to program a human.
Okay.
We could program all that
and make him like a workaholic, and make him like not want to eat.
Essentially
that much.
a robot. I mean, it's like at that point, it's like, let's just make a robot.
If it was a robot, that's different, because he just eats electricity. That's a weird way to say it, but you just charge him.
Socket. You're like, oh man. So then you just watch it. You're like, this is creepy as hell. You're like, I was always told not to do this stuff.
He like gets a spoon and like just like gets it into a socket and like electrocutes himself, and then like keeps doing it. And he's like, stop doing that. Or it's like, chew with your mouth closed, and dumb stuff. Sorry, but yeah, if it was a robot, that's different, because a robot's, because you can program him to do the work and not ask questions and just.
See, but at that point though, it's like, all right, that's when we're getting to Wall-E territory.
Yeah,
we're like, let's just make the robots do all the work.
Which is the way we're going. Like, you always, like, there was this one article on some website that was saying like 90% of jobs are going to be by robots. Like, even models are going to be like robots. Like, we'll just have like just
a pair of legs walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey, we don't have to have the entire body. It's like, we don't have to pay it.
Yeah. We're just displaying the pants. Why do the whole thing? But yeah. So the world's got to do some huge changes if robots are going to be controlling, or robots are going to be a part of this world. Yeah. I think because yes, they're going to take our jobs, so we need some way to make money. So essentially, everything will be provided. Like, if the government provides everything for us, so we don't need money, essentially, then that's different. Then robots can take my job. Right now, I don't care if they're gonna provide with food and stuff.
Sounds like communism to me. No.
That's what I think would happen if robots took over the workforce, like 100% took over the. Well, maybe not 100%, but maybe like 95% of the jobs.
That'd have to be something, because you're like, well, crap. You know, it's like that's how we were.
It's like
supporting ourselves. What would we do?
Yeah, it's like they took over 95% of the workforce. That means we have a 95% unemployment rate, and you got to provide for us because we can't provide for ourselves. Yeah, so I think that's the only kind of world system that'll work. Like, we would have to be provided for, which is like Wall-E stuff. I assume in that Wall-E world, that's how it happened. Like, robots did everything for the humans.
Yeah.
And just everything, and there was no need for money because they weren't making any money.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have to. Everything was self-sustaining, it looked like. I mean, obviously, if they're all flying around in a big giant spaceship, it obviously had to be some sort of self-sustaining.
They probably just like liquefied the dead and fed them that.
Who said anybody died? I mean, that's one of the things I always kind of wondered, is just at that point.
Yeah, like diseases and stuff.
Do people die? I mean, that's
they're saying that like they just created, or through mice, they found a way to like increase their lifespan like by like 20% or some percentage, and like if it gets over to humans, 110 plus would be our lifespan, like just with some
basic
gene therapy or whatever it is. But so yeah, we may not.
Would you really want to live that long though?
If everyone lived that long, like if it was the new norm, then
but
why
still,
not?
But think of it, you'd still be, your body would be still slowing down by like 70, 80. You just live longer.
It depends. If that's the case, then no. I would like to die in regular old age territory, or maybe before I get like senile and like lose control of my bowels and stuff.
Yeah, that's like my thing. I really.
But like if it's scaled differently, like so if instead of like 70 when your body starts breaking, or whenever your body starts breaking down, that gets shifted also. Like you get. Instead of 70, like you start feeling old age at like 100, maybe not like 90 or something, then that's different. I'd like to live in that world because that's more time on Earth to be alive.
I guess.
But like, if it like at 60 you start being old, and then you'd still have another 60 years.
You're like, I've got 60 more years of this shit. Sucks. Oh, just kill me now.
Yeah, that's.
We'd want to do that.
Yeah, so it depends on stuff. But if it was just like widening our life and it's shifted still, that'd be fine.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It and what world we live in, I guess it makes a difference. If it was just a fiery dystopian wasteland, no.
That fiery dystopian wasteland, but you get to live to 200. Yeah, you're like, all right, I get to experience this shit for 200 years.
Your last 120 years are just trying to survive.
Like, God dang it, this sucks. You're really like, why did we do this?
It's like they look at like how like their birthday. It's like I could have been dead 40 years ago. 40 years of suffering, and I'm still alive. And it's like still no diseases. Like they're like wishing every time they get like a blood test. It's like, oh come on, please be a disease that'll kill me off quicker. And it's like, nope, sorry.
You're perfectly healthy.
Yeah, perfectly healthy. It's just you live in this wasteland now. So. Sorry. They just like hate scientists and stuff. Like, stop progressing the human race.
Like, we don't want to live this long.
Let's see. Yeah, so if a clone robot, I would do a clone robot because
maybe that's
a little bit different. They don't have human needs.
Well, until they accidentally program it in there. It's like you get new firmware and all
yeah,
something. It's
like, are you tired of wasting electricity on your clone robot? Now they take food. Like, no, I eat the food with the money I get.
It eats all the food. You're like, damn it. You're like, oh crap.
It's like now we got to get a second job. A third clone.
Yeah, you see your robot in the fridge eating it and just looks at you and just laughs at you. You're like, oh man. I can't overpower it.
Have you seen Multiplicity? Everything I know I talk about goes into movies because the movies have.
So you just speak movies.
Yeah, I live vicariously through the movies I watch. But there's a movie called Multiplicity where a guy clones himself. Cloning is real, and he clones himself once, so that clone will start working for him. But then like house stuff starts happening. He's like golfing, but he still has to do house chores. So he clones himself again for a clone that will do house chores. And then what's the next thing? And then one of the clones himself because that clone doesn't have enough time for himself either. Yeah. But it's a clone of a clone, like a copy of a copy. So he's kind of
dumb.
Yeah, dumb, and he like gets stuck in like the staircase and stuff like that. It's Michael Keaton. Batman, original Batman.
One of the old Batmans.
Yeah. And it's pretty good. Like there's like 5 of him, and it's kind of funny. They build a house at the end. I don't know. It's like an 80s, early 90s movie.
I think it was around when, because I remember seeing movie posters of it. I think in theaters. No, it was around definitely when.
Yeah, I saw it whenever it was. I'm gonna look it up real quick, just to get the year.
It was like early mid 90s.
Oh man, let's see if you're 2 for 2. 96.
I was gonna say I remember seeing movie posters.
Yeah, so I was 7.
It was around the time when they were kind of re-releasing the Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was around that same time.
Yeah,
because I remember seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I remember having it on VHS while I was growing up and watch it every once in a while.
Those of you kids who don't know, VHS, it's pretty much a block you used to stick in a bigger block and it used to play video.
Yeah.
And every once in a while the tape would come out and you'd have to screw it back in and pray to God that it didn't break.
Yep.
It break and you're like, oh, damn it.
Yep. VHS. I remember having a bunch of VHS tapes.
Oh, I
don't have any anymore.
My family still, somewhere we've got a whole bunch of them.
I have a VHS. I have a VCR, but it's not hooked up, like in a drawer somewhere and just sitting there. But I don't have any VHS tapes.
We still got one of those big like CRT TVs that had like the VCR player built into it. Or it's a smaller one, but we still have one of those.
I remember those, like the 2-in-1s, or like the ones that had like the DVD player, the VCR, and the TV all put together.
That was right around the time when DVD players were still coming out. Like we were like right at the end of the VHS life cycle. They started putting those in. I remember those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was right when I started working for like the TV. Like the TV industry or like the retail TV industry, that was still around. Like that was like on its last breath.
Yeah.
Like TVs, but the only reason you'd ever buy a CRT is because it had like a VCR or DVD player in with it. but it was flat screens were kind of like the flat panel TVs were like the new thing that everyone wanted, like the LCD and the plasma TVs.
Yes, yeah. Did you ever have a VCR rewinder?
I didn't. My grandma did.
We had one.
Hers looked like a race car.
Oh, really?
It was like the grandparents or the grandkids thing. It was like a red race car looking thing, and you put it in there, and ours
rewinded
looked
like an old Sony thing, or I think it was Sony if I remember right. But I mean, it was just a little
I've
you just stuck it in, you closed it, and it rewound it.
Yeah. Be Kind Rewind.
Yeah.
I remember like the video rental stores.
Yeah,
like
that always sucked. Yeah, you get a VCR and it's
Hollywood
at the
Video
end.
and Blockbuster. I remember going to Blockbuster and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the old Nickelodeon ones or like Orange. You remember like the Orange VHSs? Oh, geez.
Yeah, see, back in the days we had things called cartridges.
Yeah.
Also for video games, they used to have old N64 stuff. They always had the colored ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Good times.
Like good old.
Or
good old golden copy of Majora's Mask. You're like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Well, maybe good old times, but we just didn't know how much better things would be later on. So it was good in comparison.
Well, you're
relatively good.
You're like, what the advantage of CDs over cartridges was they could hold more data.
Yeah.
But they were slower because you had to load it.
Yeah.
Where cartridges you didn't have to load.
They were just that's true. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's one of those of they're saying like games like Final Fantasy VII. If they wanted to do it on cartridge, they would need like something like 20 cartridges.
Oh, wow.
And the system can't swap cartridges anyway, so it wouldn't work on a cartridge.
Yeah, and I remember like Diablo on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Was like so slow.
I never played it. I mean, because I played it on the PC. I
didn't play much of it. Like I walked around like the graveyard, like the top level, and like I went to like you'd go to I think it was PlayStation. It must have been.
Yeah, PlayStation, the original one.
Yeah, and then you go like to like to go like underground to the dungeons and stuff, and it'd be a loading screen, and like everything would just be another loading screen. Oh god, it was
yeah, I mean, and it's funny. We still have that nowadays. Mm-hmm. Some of the bigger games, they still have shit ton. I mean, like they've gotten much better.
Yeah, Skyrim has them. I like the
from time to time. Yeah.
Oh well, I guess like whenever you first load it, that's different.
Well, because it's one of you get
that
you get that long loading. Yeah, if you fast travel, because it's you're going. I mean, like I'm kind of curious if you fast travel to like the neighboring village that may have already been loaded. I wonder if that'd be really cool if you did that.
Yeah, I don't.
So you just kind of jump just to save on loading time. You're just like jump instead of doing one massive load.
Huge jump. Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess I don't really know how it works. I assume it loads out to a certain level, and every step you take loads differently.
Well, essentially what I think happens is they say, okay, if you're within this area is going to load. And essentially it's like a big giant Venn diagram. It says as you're if you keep going east, you get to a certain point that's in between the two villages and it'll start to load the next area.
Yeah. And
so by the time you actually reach the physical boundary of that area, it's loaded already.
Yeah. Or it's probably like that in addition to like a gradient type loading, like it'll like visual like on like the horizon it'll load like basic shapes, and then once you get closer it'll start loading like the grass or like the big structures and stuff like that.
Well, it's one of those of it.
Like fog of war.
It's one of those of you essentially have like spheres of areas that'll load, and so it's one of those of.
Yeah.
Because actually they had glitches like that in Pokemon even, where like they would have like parts of the town and stuff would load. And there was like one town that had like literally 4 corners in the middle of like a street section. And if you went in a very specific order, if you went like to the right area, if you loaded the areas in a specific order, and you'd go like cause glitches in the map that would let you just kind of like just keep going. Yeah, it'd be black and wouldn't load things properly, but you just start flying over stuff and it'd just go crazy.
Yeah,
well, all sorts of crazy ass glitches.
Like there's all those glitches like on Mario. Like there's like if you do like 10 different things early in this certain level or something like, or these certain levels, like it'll cause the game to glitch to like the end screen faster or something like before you actually beat the game, and that's how a lot of those speed runs work.
Well, I've heard people
exploit the glitches.
I've heard people doing playthroughs with glitches and stuff of never jumping.
Wow.
And there's weird crazy things where if you go into doors and stuff like that, like you have enemies push you through walls and stuff like that, and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Wow.
Like I mean,
yeah, it's
like I was looking at some like an explanation of like there's this one area where what you can do is you go into you lure like these little jumping bugs into one area, and essentially you go out through the door, and just inside the door there's an area where it still keeps the old area loaded. And it's one of those of if you step out and like step back in, it re-triggers the guy jumping. And then what you do is like if you time it right, if he's in the middle of his jump or something like that, you leave the area and come back in, and then he'll keep jumping and he'll keep flying up. And then somehow they get him into that same room that they're in. It's like it's some really weird ass glitches where you're like,
well, it's
who came up with this?
It's just like an accumulation of error. Like you do one thing and it causes one error, and then you do another thing and it adds to it. So much so that it like breaks the game and it does those weird things.
It's crazy to show you. I mean, just to show you how buggy those games were. I mean, it's like
really. They had to fit like a crazy amount of a big game into like a small chip or whatever it is. But yeah, so they had to do a lot of shortcuts.
Yeah.
Like how the graphics worked. Like there's a series by like 8-Bit Guy on YouTube where he talks about like old school graphics and like how they had to like essentially cheat what they can do, like even like coloring the things.
Some of the colors, because they're only limited to a certain amount of colors. And so they kind of, I think they like layered or something like that, or they just kind of broke it, and it's like, okay, now it's green.
Like they only could, like in a certain square, they can only have like 2 different colors.
Yeah.
So they made these like really good, like if you remember like the old like NES cartridges, like the loading screens, how they used to be like a pretty good pixel art, like fairly good for what it is. Like, but if you zoom into it, like each square is only 2 colors or something like that. Like it's and they were able to make good art with just like that limitation. It's crazy.
Well, you look at the guys who do like the art with like Legos and stuff like that. It's just kind of the same principle. Just if you get enough Legos, you can.
And if you're far enough away, it melds into what it needs to look like.
Sure, it's like the pictures where you see like a picture made up of like a million smaller pictures and stuff, and you do like the gradients and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a similar principle.
There's those pixel art T-shirts. Have you seen? Like it has like if you look at it close, it's just like a lot of green and yellow squares. But if that person's like far away, it looks like Yoshi or something. Yeah, like that. That's it's all
perspective.
Yeah, it's just cheating in that case. Your eyes, like because your eyes can't distinguish that far, and it just puts lines there or something, whatever.
Well, the grand scheme of things, that's what video is in the first place.
Yeah, it's all an illusion.
It's all a bunch of still frames just going really, really fast.
Yep.
So, I mean, digital stuff nowadays, I think is slightly different, but a little bit.
I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, it's
the basic
it's different,
but
it's
it's still it's different how it's made because it's a computer that's doing animation as opposed to stop frames.
Yeah,
but like your basic video is stop frames.
I mean, your brain, it's all just.
You trick it.
It's all a trick.
It can only process. It can only process it so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So it's seeing just like a bad claymation type thing, just like real jerky, but your brain is filling in the gaps of what your eyes can't see.
Well, that's why some people will definitely say, if you go from like 120 FPS to 60 FPS to 30 FPS, like some people won't notice it just because I guess their eyes don't see it. Like, I mean, I notice it. I can definitely tell the difference. I can sit there and say that's 30 FPS.
Yeah,
I can tell that. But if you go from a higher FPS to a lower FPS, I can definitely tell.
You can it's noticeable. I guess, or some people don't care, but it is noticeable. Like motion, especially on those types of things, are very noticeable. Like seeing sports. Yeah, and that's because that's what they did. Like the salesman at my last job, whenever they wanted to show like this. 60 frames per second is way better than this other TV that's 30 or whatever it was. They put on like a football game.
Yeah, that's
and just say look at the difference. Like see like no blurring and is clear throughout this guy's run or whatever it is, or basketball shot. I don't know, whatever. But sports.
We don't know sports.
I can play fantasy sports and.
But that's if Yahoo, randomly picking people based off of numbers.
Yeah, if Yahoo tells me to pick someone, then I pick it, so I can play that game. That's easy. And I don't know, sport. I mean, it's not difficult if you kind of know like the basic rules of football. I mean, you
know the basic rules of football.
Yeah, I played football when I was younger. Okay. YMCA football, 10 yards to get to another first down.
That's all I know.
That's it. It's 10 yards, right? That seems wrong. Yeah, no. First and 10. Yeah. Yeah, no, I played Madden. I mean, I know things. it was like Madden '98, so any of the names I know are
back
from
in
that.
the day where you could get like you get your quarterback, you go to your end zone, you have a receiver go to the other end zone, you chuck it all across the field and still catch it.
Yeah, you create your own team and you put all their stats at 99, and like I have like the ultimate monster team.
Oh, because I mean that'd be our fun. Is we just sit there and see all sorts of weird glitches. Like they had some of the old basketball games where you could run behind your own hoop and then you throw it and it bounces off the hoop. You're like, oh, like whoops.
Was it like NBA Jam or something? That was like a big arcade game growing up, and like you can like do cheat codes where you have like
big head, and
big
stuff
head,
like
yeah,
that.
or like aliens and
you get like on
like
fire and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so those games. Oh man, were you an arcade person? Did you ever go to arcades?
Not really. I did a little bit.
There's a place in town called Larsland, which it like costs like a nickel to play games, and like your parents would just drop you off and give you like $20 worth of nickels or whatever it is, or $15, $10, whatever.
I would say $20 in nickels would last a long ass time.
It would, and like there's like games where you can get tickets and then little prizes at the end, like the thing. But then there was also arcade games, which didn't give you anything back, but you can just play it. So
see, if I played arcade games, I'd do like the light gun shooters. That was my thing. Like the more the interactive,
like the Resident
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead, yeah.
Resident Evil, like same thing. With the what is it, like Time Cops or something like that?
Oh yeah, with the pedal that would slow down time, or
like those are the types of games I'd want to play, because it's like I could play like Mortal Kombat and stuff at home. I mean, I never was one for fight sticks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was a button masher. I never, like, whenever I played like Street Fighter or like or even like the Simpsons game. Yeah, like it was just like I'd go up to an enemy and just. But yeah, I would just button mash, and I guess that's what you're supposed to do.
That's kind of what you're supposed to do with those games.
Yeah, there's this really good documentary about like arcade people and like the crazy things they go to. Like you can put like two pencils on like a pencil, and then another pencil like as like a lever, and then like it makes it really easy like to hit the button. Yeah, like on some of the older arcade games where you had to shoot stuff, like Centipede. I think it was Centipede. One of the games, and you do that, and you like shoot like triple fast. You could like if you were just using your finger, and there's like all those like cheats that way to get better at the game, like to get the high scores.
That's not necessarily a cheat when you think about it. That's just using physics to manipulate how you interact with the button. Yeah,
there's no rule against it.
I mean, it's like I'm not cheating. I'm
not altering code or anything. I'm playing the game as it's played, but I'm
using something to help me press the button more.
Yeah.
It's like,
sue me.
It's not like I'm
Oh no, you're suing me. No, stop it.
Wait, where does it say this is illegal?
There's a little line of text. No pencils.
Yeah, no pencils. Only pens.
Yeah, so I played like those. I was never like it was past my time when arcades were like the big thing. Home consoles were the way to go. But if like your parents didn't like were tired of you and they wanted to get rid of you for an hour or so, they'd take you there or places like that. I don't know. I guess my childhood is different than how I remember it.
Like, boo, I don't remember.
But I got to play nickel games. Or like the racing games, I'd play like those. Those are kind of the things.
Like that and like pinball machines, those are always kind of fun.
Yeah. It's kind of like the carnival thing, like the skee ball or like the game where you had the light that goes around the thing and you have to stop it on your thing, which I've never won. To this day, I've still not won that, so I've stopped playing.
Because the ones that I kind of like nowadays, like they have like the trivia games and stuff like that. It's always fun to get a bunch of friends and do the trivia.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, who's the stupidest out of all of us?
Like we played this You Don't Know Jack. It was like a computer game. That was fun.
I remember those. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think, what was it? What did I call my sister? I think I called my sister like a chicken shit or something like that. And she was just like, "I'm done with this game. This game sucks." They called me a chicken shit.
Yeah, that was good.
She got upset, and we're like, I just laughed. We're like, "Oh man, it's funny."
Yeah, and it's all apps now. Like there's this app called QuizUp, which you pick a topic and it matches it up with someone in the world.
See, I think nowadays the games that are fun to, I'd like to play more of if I had infinite data, but like the quick drawing ones and stuff like that to see how bad you can doodle and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, draw anything or something like that. Or there's this one online called Drawception that I watch these people play online on YouTube.
See, that'd be fun to do, like Cards Against Humanity, but you have to draw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're like, oh man.
Well, there's the Drawception that I've seen is someone does a prompt where it says like, watermelon ninja or something just weird, and then someone has to draw that, and the next person gets that drawing, and they have to write a caption to it. So someone draws in there, the other one's like melon karate or something like that, and it changes. It's like the phone game, like the phone line game or whatever it is, where it changes every little bit because people mishear or misspeak or something.
Sure.
So it's funny to see like the progression of how bad things get, or like what the end thing is, and there's people that derail it pretty quickly. Like they say, I don't know,
boobs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and then it changes like completely.
Like every time, man. Stop it.
And it's like a real simplified drawing. Like you don't have that many tools or something. It's just, and maybe limited colors. So that's a pretty good one.
What I think would be fun is like you get like a game like that. You get like 5 people. They each come up with a word, and then you have to find some way to combine them all. Mm-hmm. That'd be fun.
Well, there's a bunch of like the board games or card games or tabletop games that are like that.
The one that my friends and I played at PAX South last year was what was it? It was like card battle or something like that, and it was you would draw like a character and some attributes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about.
And then you'd have to argue your case. I mean, like we were playing it wrong because like we were sitting there and we didn't realize you were supposed to keep holding onto your hand. Like we discarded after the round when the player loses. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to hold on to it, I think. Yeah.
I'd like to play a game like that, like we're BSing.
Oh no, you were supposed we were holding on to it, and you were supposed to discard it and stuff. But it was fun because it ended up becoming, it's one of those games of where you're like in theory, like I think we should have limited it a little bit more because it ended up just kind of becoming on who can bitch whose fandom more, or who could explain their fandom more, or in my case, who could come up with the most creative stories. And we found that I was the best bullshitter. I could come up with the most craziest. Like I had the most elaborate imagination out of everybody.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah,
everybody's just like what I had something like a bloody dead infant or something like that, like an infant ghost or something like that. And my friends were just like, you just came up with the absolute most like weirdest bullshit story, but you know what, you win because you came up with this weird ass story.
I like to play a game to put that skill to use. I think I'd be good at it, but I have no way to test it, so I'd like to play that game.
Well, I mean, that's out of all my friends, I'm the most quote unquote artistic one. I mean, it's just one of those of that's just do TV for a living. That's just
Yeah, and you're entrenched with like all these different types of culture stuff, so a bunch of story cliches and stuff like that.
But I mean, it's just one of those of they're more tech. They have a little bit higher technical skills than I do. I mean, I have decent technical skills too, but it's just one of those that I've just. I was the more artsy person, and it's just so I'm like I can come up with all this. I think I probably use my imagination way more than they do, and that's very cool. That's pretty much what I live in. That's how I get through the day.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We've gone about an hour-ish, so
let's just wrap up. If
so
you're in San Antonio, PAX South is since this comes out tomorrow, which is Monday. It's this weekend.
Yeah. So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Was it the 29th, 30th, 31st?
Yeah, 29th, 30th, and 31st of January.
Yeah.
So I won't be there. I think I'm off one of those days, but I don't think I'd go. I'm not much of a convention person, but
that'd be fun if you come. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought about it. I was thinking that I might be off Sunday, so I don't know. Maybe. And a day pass is like $30 or something. That's not much. I
don't know if they've sold out yet, but I know they sold Saturday.
I think
sold out.
Saturday sold out, and the 3-day passes are sold.
Oh, 3-day passes were sold out 6 months ago. That was a long time ago.
So Sundays are. I'm looking at the website. Fridays are still available, and Sundays are available.
Yeah, because that was one of because I've got a 3-day pass because I actually had to do that during school last semester because I get a text from my friends like, "Hey, man, passes are up." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, and
you got it real quick, and then we found out the same day. We're like, "Oh, by the way, there's also DreamHack in Austin next year." We're like, "What? Okay, we got to sign up for that too."
So yeah, that's happening. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's the second one. It's like now that I kind of have a little bit more of an idea, I'm like, okay, I'll probably do more board game stuff this year with friends because that was something I just kind of I didn't know what PAX was about last year, so I was just kind of dicking around, just going to a couple panels here and there. So I think I'll probably partake in more of the social stuff this year.
Well, so you're going to be going to that, so you won't be here next weekend.
No, I will not be here.
So it'll be the weekend after that. We'll hear some of your exploits.
Yeah, I may take a couple of pictures or something.
Yeah,
we can dump them on the gallery or something.
Or you don't get into too much trouble. Well, it's like, he's not here. He was arrested.
No.
he got really into.
Luckily, I'm a happy drunk, so I'm not a violent drunk.
What is that board game with like the elves, the card game elves, and like there's a bunch of different types of it. What is it called? We were gonna get it. they have all these like different like Star Trek, and then they have like medieval and like there's like elves and like different cards, and like the elves can like do something. What is it called? Munchkins.
I just stopped to think. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's what it is. I was gonna. Man, I wish I would have remembered it earlier, because I'd have been like, he got really into a game of Munchkins and he got arrested.
Munchkins and alcohol. I mean, you'd be surprised.
I think it would be really fun.
If you ever play a card game, Munchkins is fun as hell. Get like 6 people and play it. It takes a friggin' long time when you have that many players, but man, is it fun.
Yeah.
That's when you start making alliances, you pull bullshit stuff, and then you start
double crossing and triple crossing and
I have to admit, the most fun I've ever had in that game was saying, screw it. It's like, all right, it's like I teamed up with one guy. I'm like, either you or me is gonna win. One of us two is gonna win, 100%. I'm like, this is gonna happen. And you know what happened? He ended up winning because I helped him out. So I got to a point where I'm like, screw you guys, I'm just gonna help him win.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I did. I held everything towards the end of the game. I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah. Hey.
Well, that's a good way.
Like no matter what, he's getting my help. Yeah. So it's like you guys have to beat both of us in order to beat him. Like, nope. They're like, all right, yeah, I succeeded.
Yes, nice, very nice.
Oh, it was fun. It was because it's an interesting dynamic when you just say, screw it, I'm not trying to win. I'm just going to screw everybody else over except for one person.
Yeah, you throw away your sense of survivability, and you're just trying to mess everybody up.
Yeah, so it's an interesting, it's a different dynamic. I mean, that's what I think is fun about those games like that. Is there's different ways to play it. I mean, you make up your own. It's fun when you make up your own victory condition.
Yeah, there you go.
So
So
hopefully I'll
hear
take
some stories about that.
So hopefully it's because it's more of indie games. So I don't think there's going to be too. I mean, they have a couple of big.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Game producers there. But it's only the second year, and there's still, unfortunately, it's still going to be for a while. PAX South is going to be in the shadow of PAX East and PAX Prime. So that's going to be one of the biggest hindrances. That's going to be everybody.
For the big people to get there.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be kind of hesitant because they're like, is this? That's what they did with PAX East.
Yeah.
When it was compared to PAX Prime, they're like, is it going to survive? But then now it's an absolute massive thing.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted to go, but I'm like, well, since there's PAX South, I was like, well, I don't have to go to. Maybe one year I'll go to PAX East just cause. But I'm like, other than that, I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
I'm like, good. I don't have to go all the way to Boston now. Yeah, I'm like, all right, that's great. I mean, I'd love to go to Boston to check it out, but I'm like,
yeah, it's coming
I'm
here.
going just for a convention. I'm like, it's already here, so I'm like,
in a few months it'll be here, and it'll be fine. Maybe not the big names, but still, it's PAX.
Hey, it's on the Riverwalk, and Riverwalk is a fantastic place to have a convention. It's so much. There's you just walk around everywhere.
It's like 10 minutes away.
If you can manage to get a room or something on the Riverwalk, it's like, oh, it's fantastic.
Even better.
You just walk, you're like, oh my god, it's awesome.
No driving. That's
fun.
True. Yep. So we'll talk about that in the future. But this is episode 101, start of season 3.
So you got school.
Classes
in session.
Classes over. I don't know.
Out of session.
What should this season be called? Last season was called. We named it season 2 Electric Boogaloo. I remember us saying that once.
Electric Boogaloo Redux? No.
Season 3. Or maybe we'll think of it.
The Electric Boogaloo of the Electric Boogaloo.
Season 3 Electric Boogaloo.
Sure.
I don't know.
Google 3.
Google 3. There we go.
Ooh, bad pun.
Yeah. But that's going to be this episode. As always, Facebook, Twitter.
All that shit.
Yeah, all the social media. We're essentially on in some fashion. Find the links at illogicool.com. Just Google it, or just Google Thinking Outside the Pod. You'll find it that way as well. But that is it. We will see. Well, I will see. Yeah. You'll hear me next week, and Jason.
Maybe it just might be monologuing. We don't know.
I don't know. We'll see how that works.
But thoughts of Jimmy.
Yep, just a whole episode. Oh man,
I hate you all.
I'll just go down the list of everything I hate. Oh man, that'd be great. Okay, but that's it. We'll be back in the future.
All right, later.